Molweni. Oh, sorry. It's afternoon, right? Good afternoon, everyone.
It is morning.
It's morning. Sorry about that. Could I don't like the way everyone is sitting here. It's so disconnected. Would it be too much if I were to ask for everyone to come closer? Yes. But the doctor is saying that it's a matter of social distance. You're still scared of COVID-19, right? Still following the protocols. I don't think it do too much harm. Why am I wrong? Mandikali ndithi ndikuthiliwe.
Yes.
Ubhaka ungemuntu manje. Ugawula bathandathu langa lenyuka ugilane phondo. Ezalwa ke ngumabhayi ukhethe ubusuku umfana. And him, that would be the names of my ancestors. I believe before I introduce myself, whenever I'm addressing the crowd or any audience, it is important that I acknowledge those who came before me. My name is Sabel, and that is just a small little thing in what I am. Who I am is made by those who came before me, and it's very important to me whenever I'm addressing an audience to ask for wisdom from them, because I cannot have the wisdom to speak sense into people. So, yeah, that would be me introducing myself. So, I am Sabek. I come from an organization called the Social Enterprise Academy, which is what I'm working for. What I'm actually doing here today, it is tribal imaginations, which is my own social enterprise. What is really tribal imagination? It's a content creation company, not just a company, but a social enterprise. How many people know what is a social enterprise? Just a show of hands. Social enterprise. Could you also, could you just give an explanation? Why not? Come on. Okay, you Mami, could you just explain it? Yes.
Okay, from my understanding of social enterprise is that, for example, let's say you have an idea, and it's a kind of a partnership. And then I have skills, then she has funding, and we come together and connect the idea and move. That's the basic social enterprise.
Thank you. That's exactly what it is. And it's something even much more important. We are familiar with what is an entrepreneur. We are familiar what is an NGO, but we're not quite familiar what is a social enterprise, which is something that is new within the South African market, in my understanding. And I feel that it's something that is very, very important. The social enterprise, it is basically an NGO and also a private entity. It has both the characteristics of such an entity, an NGO and also a private institution, which makes it even much more better because, as he was mentioning, it is easy for you to find funding if you identify yourself as an NPO, as an NGO, rather than when you identify yourself as a private entity. So when you combine the two, you get a social enterprise. It's actually, she was asking me earlier on, just start my talk already. She's really invested in this. So I will try to be I'm not good at this. I'm not a public speaker. I'm not fluent in speaking English, but I'll try to do my best. So, in my own understanding would say a social enterprise is basically Ubuntu. It is a new way of doing business that is, it's not only driven by making profit, but it is driven by why. What you want to give to the public, what you want to serve your community. Your motive has to be much bigger than who you are. It must be central to serving your community. That is what makes it different from a private entity. What makes it different from an NGO is that you are able to have programs that may allow you to draw profit, which is
Nice price.
yeah, I was expecting that you guys you do not really appreciate it. Really, I don't know how to put it. Let me just move on. So, how I started my own social enterprise. I was my why. Let me start with my why. What is it that drew my attention? What is it that was motivating me? It is actually the question, what is value? When it comes to business, to anything that we're doing today, it is a matter of value. If I'm going to buy anything, I need to know that it's worth its value, right? But what determines value for us? It is basically mostly influenced by the Western ideologies, which is the Western systems, right? The private entity, the public entity is basically the philosophies or the systems which were given to us by the colonizers who came to South Africa. Before, how did we determine value? We had Ubuntu. We trade under barter trading. The means of exchange were based on barter trading. What I had was valuable into what you had. So social entrepreneurship is us coming together saying, this is what I have, what is it that you have? So when I looked into this, I meditated on it. I've noticed that as much as our value of exchange is mostly influenced by the Western civilization, what is it that is actually making us believe that it is actually what they say it is? It's marketing, it's profiling, it is packaging, which is what she's doing, what I'm doing. This is why Dr. reached out to Sips, yeah. I'm forgetting my best friend's name. I'm sorry about that. What I'm basically trying to say here is that what determines me is actually perceptions, and who controls or who shapes our perceptions at this day and age. It's actually media, it is marketing. Hence, I went into this field of marketing, which is very, very big, and it has a lot of intricacies into it. So when I started Tribal Imagination, I was thinking it would be a private entity, might be a media house, might be a marketing agency. Last 2019, when the COVID pandemic started, I lost my job, which is, I was interning. I think most of us suffered a lot from this pandemic, right? And a lot of shifts that we had to make into our lives. And when that happened, I was forced with the question, what to do now? What to do now? We have this idea, for you to start a business, you have to have fund, You have to have resources. You have to have clients. You have to have people to buy into what you're selling. But you actually need to create that kind of atmosphere. You need to create your own tribe when you go into business. You need to find people who share your own ideologies, who find value in what you want to offer. So, what interests me about it is the entertainment industry, and I believe we are mostly influenced by it, the way we wear, the way we speak. So we have a lot of people, I say a lot of our youth within our communities who are creative, who are already doing so much, but they actually do not have the market to sell what they are producing. So I opened up a program which I call the Green Carpet, where I would invite artists to come and perform, and then from that performance, we create content, and that content will be distributed on the social media streams, which is Facebook, YouTube, and the idea was from the content, whatever the merits or whatever that we'll be getting from that content, we will share it among ourselves. And before that, I was already working on this. I started developing this system, this model of doing business, when I was actually in Red and Yellow. Me and Sips were actually students in Red and Yellow. So at that point in time, we were trying to unite, maybe create our own media company, but there was issues around there, disagreements, and it never was actually successful. But I went on because it's something that I'm passionate about. It's something that has a lot of it's my why. It is why I want to be in this industry. It is why I want to what I want to contribute into the world. It is what I want to change. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that the social entrepreneurship is actually driven by what you do and what you do it for. And that is enough power to get you started. That is enough power to do whatever you want to do. So when we started this, we actually didn't really go, things didn't really go as planned. Until today, I still haven't derived any sort of revenue from our project. But what is most important is that I am profiled in what I do, which is when we go for funding, what is most important is what is it that I do? Can you show us? Package it. This is what are we doing right here? It is packaging it. We had this meeting, if I may call it a meeting, we had this event which was held under the name of Dr. Solis. So what is it that we doing here? We actually packaging. We packaging what he's saying. My sister coming here sharing the story around you guys. Me taking pictures of what everything is happening. We may be few here, but those memories and that package will probably reach about 1,000 people before you die, because it's something you want to show your friends, it's something that you put on your own platforms, which is you are selling yourself, you are telling a story of what you are doing, which is what we need to do. Right now, there's so many streams that we can actually share ourselves. We can share our view. The media. The media industry is so large, it's so open to the public. Anyone can do anything. Anyone can share their own opinions, can influence the people around them, influence their community, free of charge. Years ago, it had to be a radio or television. So we had to believe what they told us because they were the only people who had the platform to share what they are selling. But today we have so many opportunities, so many platforms. It's just a matter of finding and trying. What I'm trying to emphasize is you need to package what you do. You need to package what you do and find the people that you would like to collaborate with, which is what we are actually doing at Social Enterprise Academy. Social Enterprise Academy is also a social enterprise. What they do, forgive me. A social enterprise, what they do, they sort of like educate social entrepreneurs, empower them, develop them, and more effectively, or I would say most useful to us, they connect you. They connect you to other social entrepreneurs. They connect you to the big corporates. For instance, are we familiar with the what is it now? Social corporation, social corporate responsibilities. So these big corporates they have to adhere to this policy to give back to the public, which is the social corporate responsibility. How they do that is by issuing these tenders. Now, Social Enterprise Academy is sort of like the middleman between the social entrepreneurs that we have on our databases and the big corporates out there which are looking to share these funds to give back to the community. And what we do, we sort of like create programs for social entrepreneurs to bid for those kinds of, of opportunities out there. And what we're actually working on as of this moment, we're actually working on a social community site for social entrepreneurs. Only, I say only social entrepreneurs, people who want to give back to the public, who want to change South Africa, who want to bring something new into the world. There's so much that needs to change. I think we can all agree upon that. So this platform is kind of a tool that is going to facilitate that kind of movement. Yeah, I think that's about it on my side. Forgive me if may not make sense there. Yeah. If there are any questions, I will be taking them. Yeah. Okay. There aren't any questions. That means I did my job well. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Subs. I think where do people contact Tribal Imaginations?
We've got our own social media platforms, which is